So, Karl, have you got a favourite Black Eyed Peas song?
No. Fuck that band. Here on the channel, we have a massive amount of respect for Daft Punk, if only because they have the balls to walk around at all times dressed like cool robots. Which is why I'm kind of excited to tell you today about the time they told will.i.am to go and fuck himself for sampling one of their songs.
So, some people might not know what sampling is.
Yeah, so we should probably explain that. In its simplest sense, sampling in regards to music is the act of taking part of a song, usually the hook or the chorus, and incorporating it into a new piece of music. And its legality is hazy. Some artists love it, some artists hate it, some don't really care. And the perceived benefits of sampling is that you can perhaps give an older piece of music that is being sampled a shot in the arm, and also affords artists who are quite good at it or adept at sampling to, express the range of their creativity. And there's quite a lot of songs that feature it. It's especially prevalent in rap and dance music. So I think David Guetta is famous for just taking old songs and fuck it, remix it. Because every couple of months they'll be oh, here's the new hottest dance track, and it's just just an old good song from the 90s that you've just put over dance music and then just got a breathy voiced dickhead with floppy hair to sing over top of. It reminds me a lot of the old days of YouTube where you'd see best cover ever of song, and it's just a guy in a bar just singing Africa on a fucking acoustic guitar. Because I guess he's alright. I wouldn't say it's the best cover I've ever seen. It's just an interesting take on this song.
I think my favourite type of covers are the Pop Goes Punk album covers.
Oh yeah, they're really good, but they vary in quality wildly. Because I think a lot of them always fall to the trope of we're going to have just screamo verse lyrics with a clean sung chorus, which is really a boring way of covering a song. 'Cause the idea is to make the song your own, not just make it sound like a generic fucking metalcore song. So I don't like those versions. There's some really good covers on there. I think the Tonight Alive Little Lion Man cover is amazing, which we're not going to play because we've learned our lesson with playing samples of music on this channel before. I think if we're going to play any song, it's going to be Daft Punk songs. That's the only one because I don't mind if the video gets demonetized because Daft Punk wants some money. You know what? You're welcome to it. You guys have got me through a lot. Daft Punk, you can have the money for this if you choose to demonetize the video. Please don't though. I'd kind of like to eat this month, and so would Nisha. It's we kind of got shit to do. But anyway, sampling, as I mentioned, it's controversial in the sense that you are taking someone else's work and then making money off of it.
Yeah.
So for the most part in the music industry, it's seen as being okay as long as you ask for permission. And most artists will do that because generally when big artists sample something, they have millions of dollars in industry connections. And you have to be a real dickhead to not, at the very least, ask the artist you're sampling for permission. Enter will.i.am.
So what did will.i.am do?
He sullied the good name of Daft Punk. Those poor innocent robos did not deserve this. And in 2007, he remixed one of the robot duo's songs for his third self-published album. Now, I don't care enough to fact check this. His third album called I Got It From My Mama. And he promised fans of his that I'm going to release something that's going to blow your fucking mind. And he released a song that is essentially just Around the World by Daft Punk with him screaming over the top of it. I'm a huge fan of Daft Punk, so my bias is probably showing here. So Nisha, you don't really listen to them all that much, but you're familiar with their big songs, correct?
Yeah.
And before we recorded this video, I showed you will.i.am's amazing, mind-blowing remix of it on the computer that's sat over there. And what was your first initial thoughts upon hearing it?
It was literally just Around the World with will.i.am singing over the top of it.
It really fucking is. And do you know what makes it just a little bit worse? The thing that will.i.am screams at the start of the song as you hear the opening bars of Around the World is, believe it or not, this is a remix, as if to warn the audience that it's not a Daft Punk song, it's a will.i.am song, so they can know to turn it off within 5 seconds and go about their day. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the music video for the song heavily borrows Daft Punk's aesthetic for the music video, as will.i.am's head just pops on screen with his stupid fucking sunglasses on, just screaming, believe it or not, this is a remix. You know what, will.i.am? I don't believe it, no. This is just Around the World with some knobhead screaming over the top of it. This is not a remix, this is you taking their song. And will.i.am's explanation of it's a remix reminds me a lot of like Vanilla Ice's like flaccid defense of him just outright stealing Under Pressure's opening bars. So everyone out there must know, like Vanilla Ice for Ice Ice Baby, he fucking stole the opening bars to Under Pressure. Yeah. But there is an amazing interview out there that I want you to track down and play for people at home, where Vanilla Ice himself defends that it's not the same by doing the dings. And he goes like, no, it's not the same, it's dinging, dinging, dinging. But my song goes ding, 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 ding. Or some shit, I don't know exactly what he does, but he does it without a hint of shame, tries to argue that, no, I didn't steal the song. What will.i.am did is pretty bad, but I don't think any theft in music is as blatantly obvious as what fucking Vanilla Ice did in that song. And the fact there is actual footage of him out there defending the difference while just going ding, 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 ding into a microphone in front of this bemused interviewer who's just there going, just like knowing in their head, this is going to be like, you know, quoted in the court case. It's so obvious. You just I'd have more respect. Yeah, I fucking stole it. It's a good song. Have it. I'd have more respect. I just want more people to admit, it's a good song. It's Queen and David Bowie working together. Why would I not fucking steal that song? It's so good. It's the two greatest artists of a generation teaming up, and I'm Vanilla Ice. Why wouldn't I steal their shit? It's so good.
Well, there's quite a few songs that, you know, when you first hear like the intro, you think, is it that song? And it's something different.
I think, yeah, Under Pressure's the most famous one of them. Yeah. Where people like think, oh yeah, it's so cool. I love David Bowie, and then it just comes up, oh no, it's the Vanilla Ice version. You just turn it straight the fuck off. So I think it was is it B.O.B.? That song, Airplanes.
Yeah.
There's the version that has the Eminem rap in it and a version that doesn't.
Yeah.
But the Eminem rap's right. It's like, oh man, it's not the version with Eminem. I've just wasted 2 minutes to not listen to Eminem. Fuck this.
I think there's one song, I'm pretty sure they've got the same intro, because every time I hear it I think, oh, is it the one that I find hilarious? I think it's a song by the Jackson 5.
Mm-hmm.
Can You Feel It?
Yeah.
The intro to that is used on a different song, which me and my mum laugh at. I think it's a song from the 90s.
It'll have been sampled. So that's what sampling is. Like, you take like well-known hooks and beats, and like it's the legality of it. So it's very hazy how legal it is to just take part of music, which is usually why if you just ask permission. The only like cast iron defense for it is if it's parody, which is what Weird Al uses. That's how he gets away with all what he does. And he though still asked for permission, because the story goes, I think he parodied Gangster's Paradise from Coolio, and Coolio got really annoyed about it and said to like Weird Al, you're disrespecting the song, like you are mocking my artistry. And then 10 years later, Coolio put it in the fucking Sonic movie or whatever. And Weird Al after that point said, even though I'm completely within my rights to do this, and I'm covered under parody law, I don't want to piss off the artist, so he always asks permission, which is why he never did, I believe it's a Prince song. Because he used to ask Prince every single year, can I parody one of your songs? And Prince always said no. And there's a great story when they went to an award show where they happened to be sat next to each other, and before the award show, he got a telegram saying, do not make eye contact with Prince. Because Prince was apparently so annoyed about getting these emails. And Weird Al's like, oh, okay then, I better not. But that's the only way you can like absolutely guarantee to get away with doing this. Otherwise, just ask permission. And if the artist says it's okay, chances are it's going to be all right. Even if the record studio has a problem with it, they're not really going to go against the artist just for bad publicity. So I think, like, speaking of Prince, that happened once where he covered like Creep at Coachella, and someone recorded it and uploaded it to YouTube. And the record company for Prince, we were like very, very like protective of his like discography, took it down, and then Radiohead went, "No, you're fucking not. That's our song. Put it back up." Which is like it's one of the few bootleg live performances of Prince that's available on the internet, because like just Radiohead went, "No, fuck it, it's our song."
Yeah.
I think something similar happened with, you know, that astronaut. Is it Chris Hadfield?
Yeah.
The famous, like the astronaut with the big mustache. He sung Space Oddity in space. And the record company told him to take it down, and David Bowie himself came out and no, put it back up. You fucking arseholes, I'm David Bowie. And they went, okay. They immediately just like backed down to not argue with David fucking Bowie. And I love that shit. Can you imagine what a phone call that is? I've got David Bowie on line 3. Oh, I wonder what it's about. Put that fucking song back up. How dare you? He's an astronaut. Also, I think that was a great court case as well, because like the legal precedent of is it really copyright infringement if it's in space? And apparently there was a few lawyers who were really hoping that case would go to court, so they could set the precedent as if it like is space like open waters. Like if I went into the middle of the ocean and did this, it's not illegal because like there's no real jurisdiction here. What is the jurisdiction of space? And it's a shame that never happened, because I would have loved like David Bowie to just be immortalised as just like setting the case like of what is legal in space. So that's what a legacy. Instead we've just got his like hundreds of albums, which is cool, I guess.
That's still pretty cool. So did will.i.am ask permission?
So, we need to read actually, I think every time so far you said so.
Oh, I said
just
so.
I did that a lot.
It's a habit I need to break.
You're learning. Yell at him. Do it. It plays good for the audience because they want to who's that mysterious big wang gentleman off camera.
Big wang gentleman.
There we go. We signed into big wangers. He's a big wang now.
I love him.
You're one of the big dick G's.
That's all. The truest OGs. Up there with Josh. He needs to come in. We need to get Josh back.
Not seen Josh in
He's just too busy like fucking a single mum, innit? Go Josh.
Get
on it, lad.
We've not seen him since.
He's got that single mum poon on tap, man. You know, he's not going anywhere. He's not moving.
We missed you, Josh.
Yeah, come on. If this by some miracle makes it in, hi.
Probably not.
Miss you, mate. See you in a bit.
Right, we're getting off topic now, so... Oh no.
God, he said so again.
Oh my god, not the camera.
Everything's gone wrong at once.
Right, let me make sure it's alright, because I know Brad did that. He knocked the camera once, and then didn't put it back, and then I had to...
He's shit at his job.
Right, we're getting off topic now.
We are, yes. It's almost like that's what we do in these videos. But I see your point. Should we bring it back to Daft Punk or will.i.am?
We'll bring it back. Did will.i.am ask for permission?
No, he fucking did not. And it's not even like that would be hard to do. Daft Punk are robots. I would imagine that they have like email access in those helmets. It's like if you send them an email, it'll flash up in front of their eyeballs immediately. It's like they're not hard to get hold of. Not to mention like they're some of the biggest acts in music, and will.i.am has got a fucking record company and the connections to make any like so that we can get in contact with them. They are quite private. Apparently, Daft Punk don't like talking to people, and they don't really do much press, because why do they need to? Yeah. But like, if will.i.am really wanted to, he could have got in contact with someone representing them to ask permission, but he just didn't. And we don't really know why he did this. The assumption is that he thought they would be flattered by him remixing their song. But my theory is he just wanted to test whether robots understand the concept of plagiarism.
I'm going to guess this song was never released.
No, it wasn't. It was immediately removed from the album. Apparently after Daft Punk caught wind of the remix and told will.i.am in no uncertain terms, cut that shit out. And there is an industry rumour from people familiar with the situation who said that privately, when Daft Punk heard the song, because they heard it, one of them quipped, I prefer our music when will.i.am is not involved, which is fucking a brutal burn, isn't it? That's so harsh. Just like, our music sounds better when you're not in it. It's like, oh, could there be a more clear-cut way of saying this remix is fucking terrible and it will tarnish our brand with how bad it is? Because it's terrible, and I'm not sure how much of it we can play. Because obviously it was never released, so the only versions of it on YouTube are just people who just managed to get hold of the video before it was taken down. Yeah. But I implore anyone who is a fan of Daft Punk to go listen to will.i.am's amazing, mind-blowing remix and decide for yourself how good a job he did. Because like Daft Punk songs, they're simple, but that's what a dance track's supposed to be. Like, it has like one hook, like the hook 2 Around the World is the same all throughout the song. But that's the point. It's dance music. It's the fucking DJs. Like the idea is they play it live and build upon it themselves. In effect, remixing it their goddamn self. They don't need will.i.am to scream over the top of it. This is a remix. I do it for my mama. So I don't care. Daft Punk are doing it for the music. Yeah.
Just check out the
Oh! Dearie me. Oh, sweet mother. There we go. Put it back.
We're okay.
Well, I just nearly died. That was it. I was like, if I die on camera, the last thing I'm going to say is like, I do it for my mama. will.i.am. But thinking of will.i.am, I think he got off quite easy because all Daft Punk did is say, just don't release the song. and we'll say no more about it, because you can put up in that little fact bar below the numerous other times will.i.am has been accused of borrowing other people's music without permission, and all the times he's been accused of plagiarism. And that's just like, a bit of food for thought for people listening on whether this really was supposed to be like, an honest, heartfelt homage, or if will.i.am was just trying to steal someone else's music for profit. And like will.i.am continues to make music to this day, and Daft Punk continue to just not give a monumental shit about the first thing in that sentence.
So has he done it for other songs as well?
Oh yeah, will.i.am's been accused multiple times of plagiarism, both for his own songs and once for the Black Eyed Peas. So I get he must be a good musician, because obviously he's produced a lot of the album, he's made a lot of good music, but he's been accused multiple times of like borrowing music, and he's been accused of plagiarism. Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence. 3 is you're taking the fucking piss will.i.am. Stop stealing other people's music. Being a content creator online is arguably the thing I detest the most from another creator. Just like unfiltered, unabashed racism or some shit. Just stealing someone else's work and passing it off as your own.
Yeah.
It gets at me like that. Have you ever had it happen to you? So have you ever had someone plagiarise your work? Like in your many years working behind the scenes?
Well, the only time it's ever happened to me, really, is when I did some gig photography a few years ago. They uploaded, I sent them the pictures. I put my watermark on in the corner.
Yeah. Or they didn't. They didn't crop the photo to remove the watermark, did they?
They uploaded it to their Instagram page. Cropped the watermark out, but then credited another photographer.
Oh no!
So I commented on that picture saying, I'm pretty sure this is my picture. And even the photographer they credited said, yeah, this is not my picture. And then they just left it. They never changed it. They just...
Oh, no, that's so bad. That's not plagiarism. That's just like someone being an ass. That's like when people crop out the watermark of comics online.
Yeah.
And then post it on Twitter or some shit. I fucking hate that. It's so annoying. Instagram's terrible for it. People just cropping and screenshotting shit from online. And I think the one that gets me is when they screenshot a tweet and then block out the person's Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Say, we don't want anyone to harass them. It's like, no, you just don't want anyone to go follow their account that creates original funny content and not this piece of shit. It's like, gets me so irate when that shit happens.
This is why we credit everything we put in.
Always credit people. Have you ever seen the threads online of artists and stuff photographers posting their own work and then getting yelled at in the comments for not crediting the person they got it from?
Didn't that happen to you with the whole roller coaster?
Oh yeah, that's happened a lot to me. I've talked about that in another video, so we won't go into it again. But I wrote a dumb joke about Roller Coaster Tycoon that's been viral online loads of times, and I would get accused of stealing that joke from online when I told the joke in stand-up shows. So I got accused of plagiarising my own joke, which was fucking annoying and made me just there's no response to it.
No.
Because no, I didn't steal it. I wrote that. It's yeah, whatever you say, mate. What's your next one? Who'd you steal this off? It's oh, God. Why are you not allowed to vault over the thing and just punch people? So it makes you think that, doesn't it? It's there's that moment. If I vaulted over into the crowd and delivered a pinpoint drop kick to that guy's head, how many punches could I land before I get dragged out by security? And the answer is not enough. It's always not enough. Oh God, there's nothing worse than plagiarists. And
I always think I know it's probably the best way to do it because people can't crop it out is when you put a watermark across the whole thing. But it always just ruins the picture.
But at the same time, pay me for the picture and you can take the fucking watermark off.
Yeah, true. It's just when you want to use it on your website.
Oh, right,
You don't want people to steal it from your website, but you want the picture to look good. But if it's just covered with
well, we just look similar for the merch store. Go buy it now. It told me oh yeah, you can put a watermark over it all. I thought, that it ruins it. People can't see what the image looks like. My solution is much more hilarious, and that is I set the margin on all of our merch at 10%, which sounds like a lot until you realise the suggested margin is 25%. And the margin most YouTubers and other creators go for is closer to 40 or 50%. So people can go onto our merch store right now if they want to, and they can copy paste the artwork that I've paid for and uploaded for people to put on t-shirts and mugs and that sort of thing, and go upload it to their own store. And I won't bother to pursue you because chances are they won't be able to sell it for cheaper than I am. So I get by it by undercutting the people who'd rip me off. So if someone wants to go out there and copy any of my designs and sell a objectively worse version on a shirt for more money, and some idiot wants to pay for that, be my fucking guest. So that was my solution to it. It's like, I'm never going to stop people from stealing it.
Yeah.
All I can do is make sure they don't make any money by not making any money. So that's my solution, but I wouldn't recommend that for everybody. You can only do that if you're in that big dick YouTuber money, apparently. Even though all the people who've got bigger YouTube dicks than us charge like 30 quid for a t-shirt or 50 quid for a hoodie.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like PewDiePie and stuff like that. Just hoodies. And
No
like
multi-millionaire.
60 quid.
Multi-millionaire charging 60 quid for a fucking branded t-shirt.
And I still think he does sponsors every now and then.
Of course he
It's like,
does.
why?
Because he likes money. And he has no morals.